We're going to look at some more examples of missing subject fragments. These are fragments where we're missing a subject and we either need to combine it with another sentence or we need to rewrite it, adding in the subject that's missing. So let's take a couple of examples here. The first one, I tried on the suit jacket I bought last Christmas and discovered to my surprise that it was too tight to button. So do you see the fragment here? Well, this word group starts with a joining word, but it is not followed by a subject. So if I were to say this on its own, and discovered to my surprise that it was too tight to fit, you can hear that we are missing the subject. So what is the subject, or who is the subject? I here is the subject of the sentence. We know that. I mean, it's really not the subject as it's written, but we know that should be the subject of the sentence. So we can do one of two things. Well, first, we can combine these two and make it one sentence. I tried on the suit jacket I bought last Christmas and discovered to my surprise that it was too tight to button. Now the I at the beginning of the sentence does serve as the subject for both verbs. I tried, I discovered, because it's all one sentence. Now there is another way that we could correct this. We could take out that joining word, replace the period here, and add in the subject that's missing. I tried on the suit jacket I bought last Christmas. I discovered to my surprise that it was too tight to button. That also eliminates the fragment because we've added in the subject that was missing. One more example. Gina continuously ate chips and salsa while waiting for her order, and then found that when her meal arrived, her appetite was gone. Now again, we have a joining word here, but there's not a subject immediately following it, and there's no subject in that word group. And then found that when her meal arrived, her appetite was gone. Now we can gather that the intended subject is Gina. We know, like if this were a conversation, we would understand that we were still talking about Gina. But if we were to isolate that word group and read it on its own, it would be a fragment. So again, one thing we can do, let's combine them. By taking out the period and combining them into one sentence, Gina continuously ate chips and salsa while waiting for her order and then found that when her meal arrived, her appetite was gone. Now, Gina, the subject, is the subject for both ate and found. So both verbs now have the same subject. So we've corrected the fragment. Another thing we could do is put that period back and add in the subject that's missing. She. She then found that when her meal arrived, her appetite was gone. Now that's a complete thought because we have a subject and we have a verb, and it expresses a complete idea on its own. So that concludes the fragments section of this module. In the next video, we will start talking about run-ons.